Hello and welcome to a new video. Yesterday, Ubisoft released the patch notes version 1.3.1 for Might and Magic Fates. We have some nerfs to cards which are changing the meta overall, so I will go into all the changes, so let's go. So first, we have an adjustment to the shop. Foil card drop rates are reduced by 5%. I mean, whatever, less foils, okay. When we go to the balancing patch, we can read what their aim was with this nerf. They say some cards like Temple and War Banner were too efficient in any situation, so they are looking to make them less versatile. The goal overall is to nerf some cards to make some decks weaker because they are just too strong with not enough counterplay. For example, Abyssal Lord and Pit Lord. The idea behind it is to keep their identity as aggro deck, but without making them too overwhelming. We will go into the changes in a second. For the first change, they have the elemental ring. The summoned elemental of this ring is now based on the spell cost. This means when you cast a 2 to 0 cost spell, you will summon a 2 cost elemental. A spell cost of 3 will summon a 3 cost elemental, a spell cost of 4, a 4 cost elemental, and so on. Overall, in my opinion, that's a good change. The elemental ring was way too strong in its previous form. Could snowball and win games on its own because you could just combine it, for example, in aggro Inferno decks. You play it for 7 gold and you play a few 0 cost spells and your board is full of elementals, and that could already be game breaking with not much counterplay for the enemy. So overall, in my opinion, a good change to the elemental ring. It nerfs Inferno aggro decks a little bit. It also nerfs control Nord decks, academy decks a little bit, but overall it's a good change. Next, the temple. They increased the cost of the temple from 3 gold to 4 gold. I'm not sure about this change. I mean, this card obviously had way too much value built in it because you could combine it with taunts for 7 gold, then play the temple and you would get 2 health on the taunt, the protector, for example, new academy decks and our hero. And when you activate it, you get another 2 health, so 4 health overall, which was really strong, and you can activate it again. But in my opinion, it mainly was a tool against aggro and tempo decks. Feels a bit strange that they on the one hand nerf tempo and aggro decks, but then also nerf the cards against them, so this takes a little bit away of the weight from the tempo deck. So I'm not completely on board with the change of temple. I can understand it because of the big value of this card, but I'm not completely sure if this was done right here. For the next change, we have the War Banner. The cost of this card was increased from 1 gold to 2 gold. It also gives now only +1 attack when you activate it instead of 2 attack. I think both of this are just good changes. This card was just way too oppressive in its form before because you could combine it so easily with other cards for only 1 gold. You could just throw it in, and for the effect and power of this card, this was just too much. So it was too good in tempo decks, it was too good in mid-range or suit decks. So I think the nerf of this card is well thought through and well done. Good change here. Next card which was nerfed is Low. They once again changed the gold cost for this card. This only costed 2 gold before. Now it costs 3 gold. I think for the powerful effect of this card, 3 gold is fine. You can't combine it with other cards anymore. For example, you played it in Nur Academy control decks before, and then you were able to play a Rakshasa Raya, a 3 cost gold protector and slow. So an insane powerful turn. This isn't possible at the start anymore, only later on. So I think you have to think more if you want to use it and when to use slow now. But for the powerful effect, I think this nerf is okay. And card which doesn't have much counterplay like this one, there it's fine to increase the cost. Next nerf card, Fiery Weapon. This now only gives +2 attack instead of +3 attack as it was before. The rest stays the same. Overall, once again, I think this is a good change. For only 1 gold, this card was too powerful in aggro and tempo decks. I think this is a good change and makes much more sense to nerf the aggro and tempo decks a little bit because they were just too strong before. Still a great card with all the combo potential overall. Revised Tactics got nerfed as well. This now only gives 1 gold protection instead of 2. I think this is once again a good change because this card was too powerful. You could just play it for free all of the time. You still can basically just play it for free, but it won't give you so much gold protection anymore with only +1. I think for the powerful effect of this card, this is a useful change. This was played in basically nearly every deck. You could play this in control deck, tempo deck, suit decks. Because of the versatility of this card, it's overall a good change. Next change, Spell Consuming Efreet. I don't have this card, so I can't show it off here. But what this card does is it's an Inferno deck. It was a 5/4 before. Now it's a 4/4 with Fly. It costs 5 gold. And when it gets damage, it deals 1 damage to the whole enemy board. So overall, a really powerful card. And I think the attack decrease to only 4 gold is good. I think this card should be nerfed even more because I think it's just way too strong. You could play this in tempo and aggro decks as well as control decks. There are not many Inferno control decks, but there are some demon copy decks which are showing up now. Overall, this card should be nerfed more. Soul Calling is the next Necropolis card which got nerfed. This is part of a strong combo, a finisher basically. I made a suit deck with this and they changed the gold cost from 6 gold to 7 gold. I think this is not enough to nerf this card here because you can still combine it with other artifacts. You can't do a 1-turn kill combo anymore with the other 2 artifacts to buff attack, but still really powerful. And I think 7 gold is okay because it gives you less options to play overall than a turn to combo it with other stuff. Here, this is an Inferno Demon. They basically buffed this. They decreased the cost from 5 to 4 gold. And also now it only deals 3 damage to your hero. Before it dealt 5 damage to your hero. When you deploy it, you shove 2 cards. I haven't seen this played yet. Maybe it will be played in the future in some kind of Inferno combo spell deck or something like this. Overall, a buff to this card. Haven't seen it before, so I don't know about it. Maybe it can become good. Right now, I don't think it's so good, but the shelf 2 spell card effect is obviously pretty strong. We have to see how this card will do in the future meta. Next, Orb of Darkness. This is an artifact, an epic one. They decreased the cost of this card from 4 gold to 3 gold. Whenever you cast a dark spell, it shelves 1 card. It only produces 1 gold. So before this wasn't really played, I tried to make it work in some deck. I don't have the right decks for a control Necropolis deck right now, but I could see this be played in the future. Necropolis lacks card draw and this gives you card draw. Not so bad. I might try this out. I think it's a good thing to buff this card. Next, Vampire Altar. This card before gave +2/+2 to every vampire on the board. This was just way too strong for only 3 gold. So now when you activate it, you only give +2/+2 to 1 vampire you have to target. Good change here because this card was way too powerful before. So yeah, good adjustment. They also increased the gold cost from 2 gold to 3 gold here. Training Ground got nerfed a little bit. It had 8 health before, which was way too much for 4 gold and this powerful effect it has. It now only has 6 health, so it's easier to destroy it, but in my opinion, still too strong. When you deploy this card, you give +1/+1 to your hero, and every time you activate it, you give +1/+1 to your hero again. So for only 4 gold and with a gold production with +2, this card is just too good. Still too strong in my opinion. I think they should decrease the gold production of this card to make it more in balance with other cards. This lot got nerfed as well. Before, it had the effect that at the end of the round you summon a random 5-cost demon. This was a really powerful effect. They nerfed this. Now you have to attack with him to summon a random 3-cost demon. I think the effect is better now than before because you now get another demon in your combat phase. But obviously a 3-cost demon is way less strong than a 5-cost demon. So I think it's a good thing that they adjusted this, even when it's a combination of a buff and a nerf in my opinion. And finally the Pit Lord, same thing as with the Abyssal Lord. It now has the effect after attacking, which makes it a bit better, but it now summons a random 2-cost demon and not a random 3-cost demon anymore. I think this is a good change to make this card way less aggressive overall, but you could also argue that it's a little bit of a buff because you get it in the combat phase. All those nerfs affect all my decks, of course, and your decks as well. When you have seen my deck guides before, I will adjust them in the future now. I will make new variations of those decks after those nerfs. If you want to see more about my deck building and my decks in action, make sure to like, subscribe to my channel, hype this video, and like and subscribe for more content for Might and Magic Fates in the future. Let me know what you think about these nerfs. Write it down in the comments below if you think those nerfs are good or if you think they have to adjust more cards, and tell me which card. So there shall be a roadmap soon. I hope they bring in a mechanic for the game to disenchant cards and to craft cards, for example for a currency or something else, because that would really help out the game in my opinion. Thank you very much for watching.